Don't move to Seattle unless you can handle these 7 things. Hi, it's Maggie. About 10 years ago, I moved from Shanghai to Seattle. Since then, I've traveled around different parts of the US. Compared to other places, Seattle has its perks, like higher income, beautiful summers, and a safe and cozy environment. But some downsides can get to you. Today, I'm going to spill the beans on 7 things you've got to know before moving to Seattle. If you can't stomach them, maybe think twice about coming. Number 1, living in Seattle might cost you a fortune. You might have heard that Seattle used to be a quiet, affordable town. But with the growth of mega companies like Amazon and Microsoft, living costs, including rent, goods, and services, have skyrocketed. According to data from Numbeo, a family's monthly expenses in Seattle, excluding rent or mortgage, is a whopping $5,000. Dining out on a budget? Expect to spend $15 to $40 per person. A fancier restaurant for 2, easily over $100. And don't get me started on housing. Renting a decent 1-bedroom might cost at least $1,500. Buying a movie-ready 3-bedroom house? That's at least $800,000. So do the math before making the move. Number 2, Seattle's winter is long and wet. If rain's not your thing, Seattle's winter might feel depressing. From late fall to early spring, let's say November to March, sunny days are rare. Gray skies are the norm. This can make some folks pretty blue, and some might even get what's called seasonal affective disorder, SAD. Not ideal for the outdoorsy types. But if you're into cozy indoor vibes, like reading, arts, or coffee, Seattle's gloomy winter offers a snug harbor. No wonder it's famous for its coffee culture. Number 3, lifestyle is different between the east side and the west side. Seattle's east and west aren't just geographically different. They differ in economy, lifestyle, and living costs. The western part, basically downtown Seattle, is more urbanized, business, and has great public transportation. But let's not forget about the traffic jams and occasional sketchy areas. The eastern part, what we often call the Belleville-Redmond Kirkland area, is quieter and more suburban. But generally, housing and living costs there can be a lot higher than downtown. Knowing these differences can help you pick where to settle and adapt better. Number 4, Seattle's growth boosts costs and crime. As I mentioned, with the city growing and more folks moving in, living costs have surged, especially with inflation during the pandemic. Central Seattle sees its fair share of homeless folks, and yep, crime rates are up. Back in the day, you could park your car and not bother locking it. But now, leave an iPad in plain sight and you risk a smashed window. And gun incidents? Barely heard of them when I first moved here. And now they do happen from time to time. While many places like the northern suburbs and the east are still pretty safe, it's wise to research and be aware before packing your bags. Number 5, Seattle's public transportation is just okay. Okay, so Seattle is a big name in the US. But when it comes to public transport, it's not at the LA or New York level. Like New York's 36 subway lines and over 300 bus routes. LA's rocking 6 subway lines and nearly 200 buses. Seattle, just 1 subway line from the airport to Northgate, and that's it. And a bit over 100 buses routes. There's also a difference between Seattle's main area and outskirts. Downtown Seattle transport is pretty okay. But if you're in the suburbs or the east side, buses can be rare. They're working on more light rail stations for sure, but who knows when they'll be up and running. And if you drive, with more people coming in, Seattle's getting known for its traffic jams. In a 2020 study by WalletHub on 100 cities in the US, Seattle landed at 84th for traffic. So think about if you're cool with that before making the move. Number 6, Seattle's dining is limited but gradually expanding. Foodies, brace yourselves. Compared to food havens like New York or California, Seattle's dining scene feels limited. Craving for specific international cuisines like Thai, Japanese, or Turkish, you might find just 1 or 2 authentic spots. After a few days or months, you might feel like you've seen it all. However, as more intentional folks move to Seattle, the dining scene is slowly expanding. If this post gets 300 likes, I'll share my favorite spots. Finally, the Seattle freeze is real. Seattle freeze means folks in Seattle tend to be a bit chilly towards newcomers or those they're not close with. It's not that they are unfriendly or cold-hearted, just not super warm. Many newcomers feel this vibe when they first land. A few reasons come to mind. First, with its gloomy weather from fall to spring, there's just naturally less going out and mingling. Secondly, let's face it guys, there's simply just too many geeks here. I'm sure there are a lot of outgoing software engineers here and there. I'm just saying, Seattle and Silicon Valley are both famous for those high-tech geeks who probably prefer staying at home playing computer games over socializing. Every city has its good, bad, and unique bits. Seattle's no exception. It's rainy, but super green. High cost of living, but then again, incomes here are generally higher too. The relaxed vibe is heaven for introverts. What Seattle attracts me though, is what people complain about the most, the weather. I like how it's not too hot nor too cold. I love the green, the lakes, the mountains. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I feel like I'm completely spoiled by Seattle. Don't you agree, Seattleites? If you're curious, maybe next time I'll cover more of Seattle's special touches. That's it for now. If you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're keen on real estate stuff, check out my YouTube channel. And if you're looking to buy or sell property in Seattle, send me a message. It's Maggie here. Catch you next time.